Questions fly left and right, in the day and in the night, shining bright like city lights. We dig deep, we find the sights. Governments.
At the end of these sacrifices we have to make on the economy, what are we looking for?
We got answers you will see. Point of view, point of view. Every story's got a clue. Point of view, point of view. Finding truth in what we do.
Accelerated development to get Nigeria employed.
There was this flag off of development activities in the area of terminals across the state, the one at Holy Ghost, the one at Ogige, Panika, and other places. So it is always multiple, what we are talking about today. Well, how would we react to this style of multiple project executions in the state?
Yeah, thank you, Uncle Sam. I am privileged and delighted to be in this point of view once again today. I believe that the discussion point, which is on the multiplicity of development and the infrastructural projects going on in Enugu State under the administration of Ndubuisimba, is alarming and needed to be looked into. The visibility of getting this multiplicity of projects, because the most important thing is not to flag off a project. It is about completing the project so that the masses will be able to enjoy and have the dividends of these projects. So as a matter of fact, I want to tell you my view about this, because that's the question. What are my view over this multiplicity of projects going on here?
And you can do justice to that. You are an engineer.
For real. You've mentioned about the dual of Opinso Road, the Iwolo Ore, the Enugu East and the West, projects, and then other ones within the urban region. You didn't even talk about the health sectors that have flagged out the international health that has to compete with the international war. That he was promising us that Nigerians and people will no longer be flying their patients abroad. There are multiple of what is carrying, and I want to justice to this by letting you know, the citizens of Enugu State to know that Barrister Peter Ndubuisimba is not on the wrong track. He is on the right track. The reason why we are afraid on the system of multiple projects has never been our usual pattern by our previous politicians. Our previous politicians has this system of doing things, which we call give and take. And how does that work? They promise you what they are not going to do, or they promise you what they will do halfway, and then use it to do the campaign in the next upcoming election. And at the end of the day, before the 4 years or the 8 years over, they will abandon the project. The project will not be accomplished. So, but I want to tell you that one quality that Nigerians at large and Enugu State will be thanking God for is that our present governor, Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubuisimba, is not just a politician. He is an entrepreneur. Is a businessman. Is a good manager. He has done well in his previous business outside politics. And now that he has come into politics, is implementing those principles that he used to succeed in his secular business. That is the reason why politicians are advised, have profession, have something you are doing, so that when you come into power to serve the masses, you wouldn't just see the masses as an opportunity for you to enrich yourself the more. Now, I'm coming from the point of accomplishing this project now, because as an engineer, if you give me a project of building a house for you, and you gave me what we call timeline, that this should be accomplished from this time to this time.
Because that is what the concerns being raised by the
people.
That is, it's like they are feeling for the government. How they can't imagine the availability to use completing these projects within this administration. They are like saying, could it be time for an administration, another era? So is the answer.
Now,
I think that is the one you have.
Yes. Okay. They should not bother much about why. When you look at the time frame, giving contractors that this job, you will discover that it is possible for you to get it done within the time range. If they meant business, which I know that by the first segment of the project he handled in Enugu State, they all accomplished it. Within the jurisdiction of the first construction in Enugu State, all the contractors that he gave the job meet up with the time targets. Now, the one he has flagged off now at Opin is under 18 months. And the company that job was given to, which is Kumag Construction Company, whom I know his capacity, dives into that job with his full strength and capacity.
Did they give you some money to give to us?
He didn't. That's the point. Okay, but I know he is supposed to do so. Then he will deliver that job even in less than 18 months. Because one, he has the facility, he has the human resources, he has equipment, and then he has the experience. So, on the nutshell, 18 months is enough for him to start that job and it will be commissioned. So that is it. And I have looked at other contractors, Philotex and the rest of them, who is also part of the workforce that the governor is using. They are all doing well.
Philotex or Philotex?
Philotex. Okay. They are doing well. In the sense that when you give them job, they don't wait for the government to do all that they're supposed to do before they will begin to do the work. They faces the job and then push it, even with their own resources, to make sure that they deliver. So I believe that this kind of synergy is going on because the government knows the kind of people that he gives the job in this state. So that's why I am having that idea as an engineer that 1 year and 6 months is enough for all this contract that was not given to one person, because this project will be given to this particular person, this one will be given to this particular company. So all of them are supposed to deliver according to the timeline. It is not a big deal. My brother, let me tell you why Nigeria and this country is the way they are. We never tell ourselves the truth. As an engineer, if you give me a project to do for you, and you give me 6 months to deliver a 3-decking, 8-flat building, for me to deliver it in 6 months, I need to deploy forces and resources that will make me to hit the time. And I will be targeting 4 months to 5 months, not 6 months. Because if I must target 6 months, I may not be able to go with the force I need. But if I give myself 5 months, 4 months, I will get extra resources and extra material and human resources to make sure I hit it at that time. which is less than the time I was given to. So obviously, these projects that are flagging off here and there is subject to completion within the time frame. The Central Park, the hospital, the local government health centers, these are all projects going on now, flagged off. The road projects, they are all under the timeline to finish it if they are telling the truth. There was a project awarded to Comac Construction Company in this Enugu. The time he was given to deliver the job, he met the time. Why? Even with the difficulties and challenges and suspension of the work for 1 month, yet he hit the time and the road was commissioned. I know that Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubisimba is a man with all it takes to accomplish every project that he have awarded or flagged off. Coming to these 4 years that we are into, we are just about 2 years. By the time the 2 years is over and the next 2 years over to complete the first tenure, all these projects can never be left unfinished. People are worried. How will the money come? Where will he get the resources? How will he do this? My brother, there is money in this country and in Enugu. The problem is that those who have governed this country, governed the states, are not telling us the truth. They get this money, they box it into their personal purse, and they don't bring it. And that is why they don't have the boldness to tell the masses, this is your own job, while I will do my own job. In politics, which we know that we are into democracy, is you use the people to give the people what they want. Democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It's all about the people. But when the politicians who are not oriented proper and doesn't have business as where they have trained themselves entrepreneurially, when they come, they see this thing as a business. And when they see the business, they will be talking about their gain, their investments, and what they will recoup. Because of that, when the money comes, you won't see the money. They die it. For instance, now, Enugu State have grown their GDP to although we're going to reach the point, to a very massive height that has never happened in the history of Enugu State. Rather, we'll be going down. Does it mean money? No. It is the people that he knows that is the resources themselves to give the people what they want. And that is, as far as I know, that the money for the project is there. And it's going to work out perfectly and all right.
Thank you very much, Hilary. Another concern that people also raise, and that is worth explanation, is worth being explained. One thing is to put these projects in place on the ground for people to use. But there has been this culture of improper maintenance. Yes, maintenance culture in this part of the world. I'm talking about Nigerian society, not just here in Enugu State. Yeah. So, what will be, what will you say about it for maintenance of this project so that they will last? Because what we have always seen, even though it is about quality, an administration will do a project, special road project. Within the life of the same administration, we are beginning to talk about the same road, and that is what we've seen over the years. So each time an administration comes, our problem has been road, and these roads were, if you look at it, they were done sometime. So that is not expected to have deteriorated
within the short period.
So what will you say about maintenance?
How to maintain it? How to keep the projects lasting?
The infrastructure.
Thank you very much for that. I want to appreciate the governor once again. Do you know why? By the time he assumed the office, he did not rush in picking subordinates. But the preservation and the longevity of it will determine by who will take over from him. That's another assignment I am passing to the governor to know. Ye let him begin now to pray and to think and to examine the next successor. Because for these things to be preserved will be determined by the next successor. So now, when you give a contractor a project and give him the standard and the quality, there is need for supervision to make sure that the contractor meet the standard. Let me give you an example. When the road in my area, Ido River Ward 6, Umuchu precisely, IOU community, that is where I am the chairman, IOU community was going on. As an engineer, Engineer Bina and the rest of the engineers, both the government house engineers who used to come for supervision, they see me every day on ground. At the point I have to query the contractor, which is Comag, what is the contract terms agreement? I want to know in terms of this asphalt. And he said that it is 5 inches thickness. After compression, it becomes 4 inches. I now said, okay, I want to make sure that it is what it is. I think you have the right. Because this is your money. I was shocked. And then when the machine that is doing the asphalting was going, they gave me the gauge. I gauge it before, and then I gauge it after pressing it. And the guarantee is this, that road will last not less than 20 years before you see pothole. Do you see this kind of monitoring? During that time, the House of Assembly engineering team will come. They will reach about 5. The company engineers will come. Various people were coming, and there is constant supervision. On that note, that road will not last less than 20 years. And if every roads that is being awarded and flagged off now, we use the same method of examination. There is no 2 ways this thing will not last, unless if the next successor do not have the same spirit of maintenance culture. That is where we will begin to have a problem. But for this one that Mba is doing, the guarantee of our own side and the worst that I've had so far is not going to be less than 20 years, those roads. And if I am living in Enugu State for the next 20 years, oh boy, I have enjoyed the dividend democracy enough. I can quickly go home, say, God, thank you, go to the village. So that's number 1. Number 2, like I said, picking men who are also like mind. When you watch the attitude and the concern of some of the commissioners, I will not mention their names, if they need be, you will discover that they are extraordinarily working towards the posterity of this thing.
Simply towards that goal.
Towards that goal. Environments, you know, in all these infrastructures, the people that monitors it and make sure that it is also ascertained and kept the way it should be is environmental commission. The Environment and Climate Department in Enugu State is working vehemently to make sure that when it comes to this road project, that people does not burn fire on top of the road because it destroys the asphalt. People does not keep vehicles that are leaking oil on top of the road because the chemical in the oil is killing the asphalt. People does not use detergents to wash on top of the road because it affects it.
In the first place, they shouldn't wash on top of the road. That's the meaning. Because there's no way they will do the washing without
detergents. So they should put it in the compound or somewhere that the road is not there. So now the Environmental Concern Agency have come up in collaboration with IOU people, which is my community, to make sure that people does not do these things in order to keep that road fine and lasting. Then the drainages that are littered everywhere, people are ordered and mandated not to be throwing trash inside the gutter, the drainages, empty cans, waterproof, and the rest of them. Because as the dry season is coming, if you put all these things, they will pile. And when they pile, it will block the drainages. By the first, second rain, the drainage will be finding difficult to be cleared, and then water will be flowing on top of the road, and that will cause damages. So on that note, these environmental people, the department, are doing a lot of work now to make sure that people does not violate all these rules and make the work.
And obviously, when people do not do these things, all this human activity
will be useless.
The infrastructure will last.
It will last once they don't do it. Yeah. It will last. So as it is now in my community, where I am the chairman of the community, we have collaborate with the environmental commission agency to make sure that these things are put in place. We have made a plan to put trash pans, trash pans along the street. So that when you drink sachet water, you put it there. Empty mineral, you put it there. And my task force will carry it when it's full and go and throw it in the dustbin. These things are to make sure that this work lasts. And once it lasts, it's for my benefit, it's for the benefit of my community. So that is what I can tell you about keeping these things to last as long as they're supposed to be. Not after every year you go back to the same work. That's why they eat the money.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's an area I want you to come up now to talk about. Okay. You know, these infrastructure are sited at areas for people to enjoy the democracy dividends. And every member of the society would want to be benefited. Yes. So I want you to talk about spread inciting the various infrastructure so far and hope for more to come. Given that if you come, we should focus on rural areas because those people are talking about are the rural areas. But because if you talk about the Enugu capital city, it is the capital city belonging to all the territorial districts. Yes, yes. So I want you to look at the spread.
The spread in the urban. As it touches the urban, the rural areas.
So the spread.
Good. Just like I made Enugu State people masses to know that from the moment the governor solidifies the local government, which is where we have the rural matters, that something will begin to happen seriously. The spread now is wild, vast. How do I mean? I was getting an information from my village and from Ogu local government, Ogu town to be precisely, that the health center in my town is about to be accomplished. If you go to what we call Mbanabo area, which is like an extension of my local government, the health center there now is at the roofing points.
Wonderful.
I'm just telling you, I'm not here to exaggerate. Yes, I may be a politician, but I am not here to praise.
You are more of a community
leader.
I'm
a community leader. I'm not here to praise the governor or to catch his attention. I'm saying the truth of what I know. What I know. So in Amechi here, which is close to the urban city, their own is almost at the completion. So in this spread, for instance, when it comes to health, is going viral. That the commonest person, as this project will be completed, we get health facility or health assistance at a doorstep. Stepping out, you get it.
There may be too many for you to start listing or naming, but let's limit it to what happened recently in the flag off of these road projects. So look at the spread.
The spread of the flag off.
The one that happened most recently.
Just last two
Yes,
weeks ago.
So
Yeah.
do your analysis looking at
Looking at that flag off and the spread on that flag off, I tell you that the flag off is commensurate and the spread is equally commensurate. Because I was asking a question and making an investigation. Yes, the job is flagged off. What are the things being done immediately? And I got my detailed information that they have started, I have it in my phone, they've written a letter, generally, alerting all the people that relate, that
the road users,
diversions, how they can divert to connect to where they're going to because of the construction going on. You get? And then people that maybe somehow, the road construction might affect their property to begin to remove some certain things that they can rescue. Now, the one at Olo area, you can see the distance. The Olo project, Olo and
that's actually is for Enugu West Central.
It's in Enugu West Central. So it's spreading properly, and the masses in Enugu State will be so much.
And the other one is heading for Enugu North Central.
Enugu North Central. So it is.
And also heard about the one that is mainly for Enugu Central, Nkanu West, Nkanu East.
Sure.
So the thing caught my attention, and I have been thinking about it, the way, how articulate the spread is.
It's perfect.
So that's why I wanted to hear from you,
it's
by your
excellent.
own perception,
sure.
As a community leader, whether you think you have been marginalized or that people should think they are marginalized or equally benefited.
Is equity share. Use this word. The spread of the project on road is equitably shared. And let me bust your brain. You see that OP in Suka dualization, what it will give to the people in that senatorial zone is yet to be seen or to be fathomed by men, because it will reduce crime, it will reduce kidnapping, it will reduce robbery, it will reduce accident.
Wonderful.
What it will reduce is too much. And you remember, as Barrister Dr. Peter Mbas' way of doing things, that when that road is finished, he will electrify it. Even though it's a highway. I know that for sure. He will fix lights. People can drive in the night, people can drive in the day, safely. So the spread in terms of these geopolitical zones in Enugu Central, generally, the balancing is okay. The share is equally. So that is my point there.
Okay, we've been talking about the style of multiple road and project execution in Enugu State and the people's hope. With engineer Hilary Aiji, the community leader, and I also awarded him political status. He's a politician too. So
thank you.
Yes, and for what he said, he also said hard when he said words, seized word.
Yes.
So this is the political term we usually use.
Yes.
Thank you very much for being part of us on Point of View on Enugu State Broadcasting Service. And we've been talking on the style of multiple project execution in Enugu State and what people stand to benefit. And my guest here has been doing justice to it. And when we come back, we bring more issues on this matter of infrastructural development in Enugu State and what people should start, how hopeful they will become, and how they should maintain their way of being there for the government and expecting government to do the needful. It is democracy. Democracy is about talk your own and talk what you see, not trying to bend it from what it actually is. And when we come back, we are going to touch on those areas you have been thinking that we've not seen. We are going to see them.
Questions fly left and right, in the day and in the night, shining bright like city lights. We dig deep, we find the sights. Governments.
At the end of these sacrifices we have to make on the economy, what are we looking for?
We got answers you will see. Point of view, point of view. Every story's got a clue. Point of view, point of view. Finding truth in what we do.
Accelerated development to, get Nigerian employed.
Welcome back to Point of View on Enugu State Broadcasting Service. And we've been talking about the style of multiple projects execution in Enugu State and the People's Hope. With Hilary Aichi, a community leader. And I promised that we'll come back to talk with you on those areas you think we should talk about. I know you thought we won't get to those areas of development. And let me start with Hilary. Do you think these steps taken, the approach, do you think the government is on the right path towards achieving the $30 billion economy within a time frame? That target of $30 billion economy. I'm talking about GDP. That have been, that hitherto was on 4.4 billion.
Yes.
So now to $30 billion GDP economy. So what do you think? Are we on the right path?
Very much on the right path. Just like I made us to know that the governor of Enugu State, Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubisimba, is not just a politician. He's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. He has the IQ on how to raise this GDP. And from the assumption of office to this moment, which is barely getting to 2 years interval in the office, from 4-point-something billion GDP, where we were when he came in, we have grown to over 15-point-something billion. I am very much
from the 4.
Yes, I am very much assured it is above it, but I don't want to overestimate it. That is to say that in the first 4 years tenure of Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubisimba, he must hit more than 30 billion. With the plans he set up on ground, some people may be hearing me and say, is it not by taxing us? I must not shy away from it. The truth is that, like I said, there is very many ways he is generating money. And the one that is coming in from the federal, do you understand? That the reason why the GDP is not growing is not because the money is not there or that the money is not coming. It's because of the management. But he is managing the income of this state prudently. And without prudent management and the creation of revenue avenues, the 30 billion economic target is very, very easy and simple for him to get. And that is why he is not afraid of spreading projects. If he's not convinced that the fund will be there to facilitate this job and finish it, he wouldn't embark on all this.
Someone listening to you may not understand why you are this confident. They may start to ask questions as, what are these, that is, economy growing infrastructure that you are sure of that they will bring this is into reality. So because it is about knowledge, and we have the knowledge of these things on the ground that will assure the people that it will be accomplished at the end of the day.
It will be accomplished, and I assure them that. Why? Because I know that when you are given anything as an assignment to manage, the prudency in your heart determines the success of that project.
Of course.
If you give a contractor a project and say, I'm going to give you mobilization of maybe 300 million to start the job, and the contractor did not invest even 250 million in that project and comes back to demand money from you, what will happen? You will not give him.
No.
You should go and investigate the 300 million where he have invested it. And when you have done so, you will discover that he didn't use it all. You will compel him or threaten him to take the job from him. These are the prudency we are talking about. So in this infrastructure development that is scattered and flagged off here and there, is because he have mapped out strategies on how to raise funds and bring funds and manage the fund equally.
Of course.
That made him to have that confidence. Hey, sure, let this one be going on, this one be going on, this one be going on. In Enugu metropolis now, all the infrastructure that he have embarked on is almost via completion. The International Conference Center, we're waiting for the final kickoff for it to start operating. And the new flagged off hospital I'm telling you about,
the international
hospital, you know, is not a project of 30 billion. It's not. It's a project of billions of dollars. And I tell you that for him to flag it off and commission it and then
set it
in motion means that he has somewhere, he has mapped out strategies on how to generate the fund.
Of course, it's clear from what I've explained. And by the way, this infrastructure, road infrastructure, the hospitals,
water,
the tourism area,
areas,
talking about ICC,
yes.
The refurbishment of Nike Lake and all these things
are
for
be generating money. Presidential road, presidential hotel.
Towards the $30 billion economy within the time frame.
Sure.
So I can understand you, and I also think, I know the audience there should also see reasons why they should be more confident than they are right now. Even though I know that there are many of them who have this knowledge that already know that the government is quite on track, on the right path towards achieving their aim. Thank you very much. And once again, I want to ask you, what would be your words? Supposing you are addressing those in the team, those manning the various departments, various agencies of government who are said to be members of the team, where the governor is the captain. So what would you tell them as they are manning these departments? Because it's about a completeness. Administration is about a completeness, a whole. Yes. You can't work if a part is not lagging behind. It draws back the entire whole.
Sure.
So what would be your words?
Yes, my words to this team of workers that is actually working with our present governor, Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubisimba, is that they should look at their captain. My people in Igbo language says, Opiogene, Yade Banya, Nodo. I know few of them by person, and I know that they're doing the much they can. But I am joining the rest who I may not know or be close to, that they needed to cooperate, put in all that it takes to these very projects, so that this administration will be the first administration that have the masses in their mind and give the masses what is called democracy dividend. I am telling you optimistically that since ever democracy comes to board in Nigeria, I've never seen it like this before. Everybody is shouting and crying, yes, because we've been in the old lifestyle for long. So nobody is thinking of something different or change. And you know that change is the only thing that is permanent in life. It comes.
The shouting and crying, I know, is of a Nigerian trend.
It's a Nigerian trend. So that is it. So these people who are working with him, whom we call team workers, should be very, very concerned about this young man's vision and goal, and give him what we call support maximally. And what is this support? In your own angle, where you are mining, give your best. And that best should be to support what is going on the what? On the hierarchy. By that, this teamwork will deliver. And I think the best thing one should desire for is that in any project or program you embark on, you come on successfully. If you don't come on successfully, what is your pride? You have nothing to boast for. So I applaud them to please do everything to the best of their knowledge. If it is in Minister of Works, if it is environment, if it is what do you call it? Any department, agriculture, make sure you put in your best. And let us get to where we are going. I believe that by the time this regime maintains what they're doing now to the first 4 years, we don't need to talk about election, because election will be done by itself. Me and you will begin to enjoy the dividend, and the dividend will be speaking for the people on the seats, and you will have no choice. Like water now in Abani Road, Obioma, Ibariam area, taps are running. And
the galleries.
And I'm telling you the truth. I was so shocked last week when I was passing in the night. I saw a little girl fetching water from the tap. I was so excited. This has never been like this before. So I employ the team workers to give maximum support to the captain of Enugu State, so that we'll be able to
let them understand the language spoken by their captain, and let them know how to put all their eyes on the ball.
On the ball.
So, and having eyes on the ball means that we are moving towards scoring
the same goal.
So, and that is about achievements of an administration.
Sure.
So the people themselves.
Now, coming to the masses, the people that these things are, this is we.
Yes, the beneficiaries.
I plead with the populates of Enugu State, of a truth, like one says, that every good thing does not come easy. In fact, most good things come with pains.
Yeah, of course.
I know it is paining us. Somewhere, somehow. It's paining us. But let us endure the pain, just like a pregnant woman that is about to give birth to a child. At that moment of labor, she's even ready to bite the husband who did the job through God. But at the end, when the baby is there and she hears the cry of the baby, the whole pain is forgotten. Take it from me. If we, the populace, the masses, will endure little on this moment, very soon we will smile. We will be grateful to God. There is one thing I told us some time ago. One good attitude of our governor is that he does not capitalize on one type of infrastructure. If he has come to Face Road and be doing all the road in urban and the rural area, and at the end of the road, at the end of the day, we have roads everywhere. I don't think that he has done very well, because you will be moving on these roads and then ending up nowhere. But he is handling road, handling health, handling agriculture, handling other infrastructures that has what we call complete and wholeness support to human life. That is what I am pleading to the masses to please have patience. Give him the benefit of doubt that he knows what he's doing. And equally or finally, pray for him. For the Bible says so. Pray for those in authority. Why he asks you to pray for those in authority is for God to give them wisdom. Because without wisdom, there is no way any leader can lead well.
Thank you.
Very much.
Without that, no leader can lead well.
Sure.
And talking further on development and attendant difficulties and pains therein, I want to use this opportunity to remind our people in Enugu metropolis and travelers and users of these roads that because of the developmental activities, developmental actions, that work will commence the maintenance of Bisala Road, and the government has given directions, guides to people that may be using the road, may want to use the road, that there have been diversions. Sure. You divert to avoid being trapped up there. If you are coming at the New Haven Junction, you can take through the New Haven Chima Avenue, you look to the road that will lead you to Nza Street. At Nza Street, you know whether you are going right or on left, so that you avoid this. You can also, if you are coming from Ogui Road, from the stadium towards Ogui Junction, so what you need to do is through the Ebano estate. Yes. Ebano estate, if you are, because there are schools inside the estate, you don't need to apply through Bisala Road. You follow that UBA at the Ebano estate. There are roads therein, and with this guide, you know that Bisala walk in action, and this is going to taking between 5th by midnight of 5th of November till 19th of November, 14 days. That's 2 weeks. Yes. So this is still talking about development and activities therein. So I thank you for being part of this edition of Point of View on the Enugu State Broadcasting Service. And I think at this point we have to draw the curtain. We have beaten as much as you can chew, and we don't want to chew more than we can swallow. So that means we've come to the end of this episode of the program. Do remember that you can also follow us on our social media handles, X, formerly known as Twitter, at Enugu ESBS, Instagram, Enugu ESBS, on Facebook at ESBS Enugu. Then you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, the ESBS Enugu 042. You can also check out on our website on www.esbsenugu.com. And that is where we have come to the end of today's program. I thank the guest engineer Hilary Aichie, community leader, for doing justice to what we have come to do today.
Thank you.
Thank you. I thank you, the audience. And at this point, I have nothing but give you a bye-bye.
Questions flying left and right, in the day and in the night, shining bright like city lights. We dig deep, we find the sights. Governments.
At the end of these sacrifices we have to make on the economy, what are we looking for?
We got answers, you will see. Point of view, point of view. Every story's got a clue. Point of view. Finding truth in what we do.
Accelerated development to get Nigerians employed,